Okay, so students, welcome back. We'll continue. Question number 7. So read the question first. A 40 microfarad capacitor in a defibrillator is charged to 3000 volts. So the energy stored in the capacitor is set through the patient during a pulse of duration 2 milliseconds. The power delivered to the patient is. So here the defibrillator means it is a device used to control the heartbeat of the patients. Okay, so control the heartbeat of the patients. Here the capacitor is charged to this voltage. Then the energy stored in the capacitor is used to do the work on the patient to control his pulse for a duration of 2 milliseconds. Okay, so now what is the power delivered to the patient? So what are the things you need to calculate here? First, it is the energy given to the capacitor. Means when the capacitor is charged, what is the energy stored in the capacitor? So half CV square, energy formula is equal to half CV square. C is 40 micro, 10 power minus 6. V is 3000 volts. So 3000 into 3000. So this will be simplified 2 into 9 into 10 or 90 into 2 joules. You can keep it as it is. Okay. Next, now this power. Okay. So this energy stored is used to do the work on the patient, right, for a time of 2 milliseconds. Okay. Therefore, what is the power delivered to the patient? Work done by time taken. Work is nothing but this energy which is stored in the capacitor and it is delivered through a time of 2 milliseconds. So 90 into 2 by 2 into 10 power minus 3. So this will be 90 into 10 to the power of 3 watts or 90 kilowatts. Okay, so 90 kilowatts. So this is option B. So hope you all are noting down. Okay, so we'll move on to the next question. Okay, so read the question. Equipotential surfaces associated with an electric field which is increasing in magnitude along x direction. So along x direction, if the field is increasing, so what will be the equipotential surface associated in this case? So along x direction, if you take straight line, x direction, so you know that the equipotential surfaces are perpendicular to the direction of field direction, right? So now in this planes, yz, zxy, xz planes, which is the plane which is perpendicular to x-axis. See, equipotential surface is always perpendicular to the direction of electric field. So the field is along x direction. What is the plane which is perpendicular to x direction? That is yz plane. So yz plane, that is option A. So plane, all planes parallel to yz plane. Okay, so correct option is A, is the equipotential surface. Okay, so we'll move on to the next question. Yeah, see, read the question and see the diagram. So 5 capacitors, each of capacitance value C, are connected as shown in the figure. The ratio of capacitances between P and R means this point and this point, and the capacitance between P and Q. So here it is Q. Okay, Q is there here. So ratio of the capacitances between these 2 points. So P and R and P and Q is what? So that is the question. That means what? We have to calculate the equivalent capacitance in 2 cases and then we take the ratio. So can you quickly calculate it, students? First take the points P and R. So P and R, in between P and R you can see that 2 capacitors are in series on one side and 3 capacitors are in series on the other side. So quickly calculate the equivalent capacitance for this case. Then next for P and Q, you can see that 4 capacitors are in series on one side and 1 capacitor is there on the other side. So you'll see the solution steps. So in the first case, 3 capacitors and 2 capacitors of value C each are parallel. So equivalent capacitance will be this case C by 3 and the other case C by 2. Then the value will be 5C by 6. Okay. For the second case, 1 capacitor and 4 capacitors of value C are parallel. Okay. Therefore, equivalent capacitance will be C by 1 plus C by 4, that is 5C by 4. Okay. So now we calculate the ratio. See the ratio 5C by 6 whole divided by 5C by 4, that is into 4 by 5C. Okay. So now you get 4 by 6, that is simplified into 2 by 3. So 2:3 is the ratio. So we'll see option C is the correct option. So note down, students. So we'll continue the next question. So read the question. A circle of radius r is drawn with charge plus q at the center. A charge q0 is brought from point B to C. Then you have to see the diagram. Yeah. So see the diagram. B to C here. Okay. So then work done is. Now can you tell me what is this? This circle means the charge is there at the center and this circle is nothing but, yes, it is an equipotential surface, right? So now the point B and C is on the equipotential surface. So you are moving a charge along the equipotential surface. That means what is the work done? In this case, work done is 0. Okay. So the correct option is C. Okay. So we'll move on to the next question. Okay. See, students, read the question. A parallel plate air capacitor has a capacitance C. When it is half filled with a dielectric of dielectric constant phi, the percentage increase in the capacitance. So percentage increase we have to calculate. See, understand the question properly. Parallel plate air capacitor has a capacitance C, means that is air in between the plates of the capacitor. Now it is half filled with another dielectric of dielectric constant phi. Means only half part of the distance between them is filled with dielectric. The other half will remain as it is. So percentage increase in the capacitance means now the capacitance will change, right? So what will be the percentage change in that? That you need to calculate. So you note down the options first. I will move on to the next slide. Okay, so A 400, B 66.6, 33.3 and 200. We will see the solution. Okay. So now first we need the initial capacitance in case when the complete space is filled with only air. In that case, initial capacitance C is equal to epsilon naught A by D. Okay. Next, when it is half filled by a dielectric of dielectric constant K, you have now two capacitors. One is the capacitor having a dielectric constant K, another with the same as it is air medium, right? But here see the d by distance is now reduced to half. So first one C1 is equal to epsilon naught K. K is now the dielectric constant into A by d by 2. So you can just rearrange that 2K epsilon naught A by d. Now other part C2 is same as it is air medium, right? But here the thing is the distance, that is the d by 2. So you have 2 epsilon naught A by d. Okay. Next. Yeah. So now these two are in series, right? Two capacitors next to next are in series now. So the equivalent capacitance is given by 1 by C dash is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2. And then you just add it, you get this formula. Now you substitute for K as 5, it is given there in the problem. Then we can simplify it, 5 epsilon naught A by 3D. Okay, this is the new value of the capacitance. Okay, now we have to calculate the change in the capacitance. Okay. So the percentage increase is the change in the value divided by the original value into 100. Okay. So change in the value, this is the new value, this is the initial actual value. So change in value divided by the original value into 100. Here epsilon naught A by D will cancel. So you are left with, again the denominator will be only 1. So 5 by 3 minus 1 into 100 will be 2 by 3 into 100. So the answer is 66.6. So that options, it was given B, right? The correct option is B. Hope you are noting down, students. Okay, we'll move on to the next question. Question number 12. Okay, so a capacitor is charged by using a battery which is then disconnected. So a dielectric slab is introduced between the plates, which results in. So in discussing the synopsis, I've told this. So when a dielectric medium is introduced between the plates of the capacitor, what happens to the potential, okay, and then stored energy, all of them, if you just remember, decreasing by an amount 1 by k, right? Decreasing by an amount 1 by k. So keeping that in mind, you read all the options one by one and see which one is correct. See here, increase in the potential difference across the plates, it is given, means what? This is not the case. So if there is no increase, right? This is not the case. Okay. Next, again, reduction in charge on the plates and increase in the potential difference. Again, this is not the case. Increase in stored energy. So again, there is no any increase in the stored energy, right? It is decreasing. So this is also not the correct option. So decrease in the potential and reduction in the stored energy, but no change in the charge on the plates. Again, see, no change in the charge means that is the battery is disconnected now. So it's once charged and now battery is disconnected. So there is no more change in the charge on the plates, right? So therefore, the option, right option is, okay. Okay, so see the solution, they've explained the same thing. When a dielectric slab of dielectric constant K is filled between the plates of the capacitor, the potential difference between the plates reduces to 1 by K, and the potential energy also reduces 1 by K times, but there is no change on the charge on the plates of the capacitor. Okay, so that is the explanation given. Yeah, so and that is the correct option B. Okay, so we'll continue to the next question. So read the question. The maximum electric field that can be held in air without producing ionization of air is 10 to the power of 7 volt per meter. The maximum potential, therefore, to which a conducting sphere of radius 0.1 meter can be charged in air. See, what is this 10 to the power of 7 volts per meter? So maximum electric field that can be held in air without producing ionization. What is this, if you remember? That is called as the dielectric strength. Okay, so dielectric strength. Okay, that is the maximum potential to which it can be charged. Now, for a radius of sphere of radius 0.1 meter, which is to be calculated like E is equal to 10 to the power of 7 volt per meter, R is equal to 0.1 meter, then you can directly calculate it. E is equal to V by R. So that is the formula. E is equal to V by R here. So V is equal to E into R. So E is 10 to the power of 7. R is 0.1 meter, that is 1 by 100. Okay, then it is 10 to the power of 6. Okay, 10 to the power of 6 volts is the correct option. Okay, so answer D. Option D. Okay, so note down it, students. So we'll move on to the next question. Okay, so two charges of magnitude plus Q and minus 3Q are placed 100 centimeter apart. Okay, so the distance from plus Q between the charges where the electrostatic potential is 0 is. So now what is this concept? Potential becoming 0 at a point between the charges. So in theory, we have studied about this, that is called as null point, right? At that point, the potential due to the two charges become equal to 0. So potential due to one charge, if you take it as V1, and the potential due to the another charge, you take it as V2, then see, this is the two charges Q and 3Q separated by a distance. Okay, then you can get a point. Yes, suppose X is the required distance. Okay, then see, I take a point X somewhere here, then it is X means the remaining portion will be 1 minus X, right? So the potentials here V1, okay, so V1 plus V2 is equal to 0. Okay, so 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q, it is Q by X plus minus 3Q by 1 minus X equal to 0 here. So you know that this quantity cannot be equal to 0, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Therefore, this quantity inside the bracket becomes reduces equal to 0. So we have to solve that. So after solving, so I can show you the steps for solving here. It is actually Q by X minus 3Q by 1 minus X equal to 0. So Q by X equal to 3Q by 1 minus X. Okay, so we can calculate it. Okay, So I have calculated here. If you are able to see. So it is simple actually. 1 by x is equal to again see q you can cancel out, right? Q will cancel out. So 1 by x is equal to 3 by 1 minus x. So you just cross multiply 1 minus x equal to 3x. X is equal to 1 by 4. You will get 1 is equal to 4x or x is equal to 1 by 4. 1 by 4 meter is nothing but 0.25 meter, that is 25 centimeter. So the answer here is 25 centimeter. X is equal to 25 centimeter. Okay. Sorry. So this is the option A. Okay. Hope you are noting down. Okay. So I'll continue the next question. So question number 15. So three capacitors C1, C2 and C3 are connected as shown in the diagram, see as shown in the figure, to a battery of V volts. Okay. If the capacitor C3 breaks down and electrically and the change in the total charge on the combination of the capacitors is, so the C3 breaks down, okay, what is the change in the total charge on the combination? So first we have to calculate the charge due to the full combination of three capacitors here. Then if this capacitor breaks down, then remaining two capacitors charge on the two capacitors, okay, then the change means the difference between the two. So now these are the options given here. Okay, note the options. So in the solution now, first we will calculate the equivalent capacitance of all the three. So I'll move on to the next slide. See, equivalent capacitance of the circuit. See here, C1 and C2 are in parallel with C3 in series. Okay, so C1, C2 parallel, so C1 plus C2, and that is in turn in series with C3. So equivalent capacitance in this case is 1 by C3 plus 1 by C1 plus C2. Okay, then we will simplify this. This is the just mathematical simplification step, taking common denominator. Okay, so C equivalent will be C3 into C1 plus C2 divided by C1 plus C2 plus C3. Okay. Now this is connected to the voltage V of the battery. So what is the charge? Charge on this capacitor's equivalent capacitor is Ceq into V. C3 into C1 plus C2 divided by C1 plus C2 plus C3 into V. Okay, this is the first part of the solution. Next, yeah, if the capacitor C3 breaks down, then the effective capacitance, what will be the effective capacitance in this case? Okay, C1 and C2 will be in parallel. Okay, therefore equivalent capacitance will be C1 plus C2. Therefore, now the new charge Q dash, if you take it as Q dash C equivalent into V. Q dash is equal to C equivalent into V, that is C1 plus C2 into V. Okay, so now this is the original charge, this is now the new charge. So what is the change? Change in the total charge is Q dash minus Q. So Q dash minus Q. So in this C1 plus C2 into V is common. Therefore inside the bracket you are left with 1 minus C3 by C1 plus C2 plus C3. Okay. So this is the correct option given there, option A. So note down these steps, students. I hope you are keeping one notebook with you and you are noting down the questions, answers and the steps. Okay. Yeah. So this is over, right? So we'll move on to the next question. Question 16. See, again, this is a direct question. You must be able to tell me the answer. If a dipole moment P is placed in a uniform electric field E then the torque acting on it is given by. Okay, so this is the option. Tau torque is equal to P cross E. This is a direct question. Okay, so here the explanation is given. Suppose if you have forgot, this is actually a theory, derivation is there for you. Okay, so the dipole moment is P and the uniform electric field is E. So the dipole moment is equal to Q into A. Okay, so when the dipole moment P is placed in the uniform electric field E, the torque is force into perpendicular distance. So there for the perpendicular distance, we are taking the component of that, we will get QAE sine theta, or it is PE sine theta, or it is P cross E. So tau is equal to P cross E.